All right. Hi, everybody. I'm so excited. I have Stephanie, my good friend Stephanie here, who is a colleague in Tranont, is just such a mentor and good person to me. So I'm actually a little nervous here today in talking to you because I've done so many of these, but you know what? I just have so much respect for you and so much energy that comes from you through Tranont. I just want to say thank you, first of all. So, but
Yeah.
otherwise, for everybody, I just want to give you the platform, kind of introduce a little bit of who you are and sort of what led you into Tranont. And
Well, oh, thank you for that. It's
yeah,
so funny. I've never heard someone say that they're nervous to interview me. It's usually I'm the one who's so nervous. So I'm very
ah,
humbled by that. So thank
yeah,
you for that. And yeah, that's amazing. It's funny. Tranont came to my life by accident, and I use that very loosely. Accident. Nothing's an accident. I was with another company for 5 years, and I always had a little entrepreneurship inside of me, which I never knew, to be honest. It's not something we're taught in school, right? It's not part of the program. It's you go to school to learn something to get XYZ. So I never even thought of it as something I could do. But yeah, apparently I had that gene inside me where I opened up my own home daycare for 7 years, stay home with my kids. I started my own cake business. I've been doing that for 12 years. It's kind of fizzled off a little bit. And then I found direct sales and I did that for 5 years. And I never thought that would be something I would ever do. But I fell in love of the concept of I'm in control of my schedule. And the harder I work, the more I will earn and the benefits. And if you don't work, you don't get paid. I kind of like that chase the carrot situation, but also be fully in control. Fast forward, a lot of changes had happened in my previous company, and then of course the pandemic and a lot of things. It came from a party business, and so it got harder and harder and harder to do it. And the hours I had to put in were ridiculous. It was like a full-time job. And my team just wasn't winning anymore. And I found it really hard to have that confidence to say, yes, join my team and you can earn XYZ and we can change your life and make things better. So that became really hard. I lost the passion. And if I lose passion in something, it's like I'm dead inside. I need something to fuel me, right? That's kind of what we were born to be like. If you don't have something in your life that fuels you, whatever, even if it's just a little hobby, you need something that lights you up. And so, our one of our my sponsor, she was holding up a bottle of collagen one day, and she used to be in the makeup industry. And I'm like, that's not mascara. That's a really big bottle of mascara. What are you doing? And she's like, Stab. But we were just acquaintances. We just knew each other from the industry. And she's like, girl, you need to come over here. I knew nothing. And this was like December of 2021. We were still so new in Canada. No one had really even heard of us. And
yeah,
including myself, I knew nothing about supplements or healthcare. And she's like, you have to join. I'm like, I'm not joining. And the whole thing. But I wanted something for my hair because I was literally like chunks were falling out of my hair. And so I did my due diligence, looked into the ingredients, and I said, fine, I'll join, but don't expect much from me. And she's like, yeah, 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 yeah. And then I started taking the product and it was legit. 3 weeks in, I had all new baby hairs. Five
wow,
weeks later, my nails were stronger. My eczema was going away. My fine lines were getting better. My hair was growing for the first time in 10 years. I'm like, maybe there's something here. And I took a leap of faith. I dove in. And the fact that we have systems in place and everything that's so simple and easy that we can just tap into, all you need is a cell phone and conversation. And I earned more in that short time in like 2.5 weeks than I ever did at my previous company with all the extra administration work I had to do. And it was helping people. All I did was focus on the collagen. And I'm like, this is exciting. So that passion just reignited. And then I saw the compensation plan and I was like, I'm all in. And
yeah.
so it was scary, really, really scary, but it's one of the best things that ever happened to me.
And that was the first product that came across me because I get asked this a lot, like, why as a guy, did you come across this product or what was the process for you? And I was actually looking very similarly for biotin for my nails and for my brittle skin. So I wanted to find something, and literally that day, I don't know why I didn't buy it from a certain store that day when I was looking at it, but I came by and I found our friend Sarah, who was just showing that. So that kind of moment led me to it as well, and I started learning myself about that. So
Mhm.
that was my first product. So obviously we have a vast array of products. So maybe walk me through
Yeah.
some of those amazing products. We're going to talk business in a few minutes. So I'll ask you about our excitement in that area. But what does your kind of typical routine look like? Maybe highlight a couple because I'm sure you use a lot, as I do. But if I was going to say, how would you summarize this? What would it look like for somebody who doesn't know about Tranont products yet?
So it's funny because I always say I came here for the collagen, I
Yep.
stay for the mojo, and I'm a lifer because of Renew. So that's kind of where, and see, the thing is, we have like 19 products right now, 16 in Canada. So it's not like a huge range, right? But you pick and choose. And I came here for the collagen, and then I discovered Mojo. Mojo has changed my mental health in a way that I can't even explain it to you. I used to drink coffee just to stay awake, but it wasn't agreeing with me, and it would give me anxiety and heart palpitations and gut feelings and all of this stuff. And then when someone said, you need to try Mojo, and I gave it 5 days, I committed to the 5 days because you got to give it some time. And then I started learning about what niacin and nootropic energy and clean energy and how it's hydrating as opposed to dehydrating like coffee. And I've been strictly on Mojo and no coffee now for probably 10 months. It's been a complete game changer for brain fog and cognitive function, and it burns calories. It suppresses your appetite, which is great because I'm not a big breakfast person. So I'll have my Mojo and then I'm good till like 11 o'clock. It's literally been a game changer. My husband as well. He was a little bit, not because he's a big coffee guy. So it
Yeah.
took some time, but now he's all about the Mojo. His panic attacks stopped, his anxiety went down, his blood pressure went down just from eliminating coffee because he was drinking quite a bit. So that has been a game changer. I will never run out of Mojo and collagen. And then the Renew cellular rejuvenation. And for the ladies listening, let me tell you, for me, it was just for hormonal and cycles and monthly cycles and pain. And I started taking that, and 2 weeks in, game changer, complete game changer. And so that has been a huge help for me. So those are my three massive pillars of the products. My husband, Enrich. He doesn't
Oh,
have heartburn anymore because of it. And I know we can't make claims because everyone's body is different, right? Where all our bodies are going to respond differently. But since taking Enrich regularly, not only does he feel better, but his heartburn has decreased almost non-existent. So these are the products that are staples in our house, and of course the Rejuvenate skincare. I always had eczema on my eyelids and very, very, very sensitive skin. So I was nervous because trying a new product, you never know what it's going to be. Never been an issue. And even I give it to my kids when we had sunburns in the summer when we went to Cancun. My kids would get sunburns and I put it on their skin, and by the next morning, completely gone, like healed, soft, good, no
it's
peeling whatsoever. And I'm like, this is magical. And it's all plant-based, which I'm a huge fan of. So those would
it's
be
amazing.
my pillars of my
Yeah,
my favorites.
those products, just the way how they all kind of synergistically
Yes.
are formulated in a way to complement each other. Like it's really, really purposeful. And the transparency promise is the first thing I share with people
Yeah.
about what it
Yeah.
doesn't have in it. It's so amazing, especially in our household. I'm lactose intolerant. My kid has a peanut allergy. My wife is celiac. Like, and so all those things are things that you definitely look into as part of researching a product based on all these pieces. But what you don't know, and what even such of how much dead weight is in your gut, that they call it your second brain for a reason. It's so amazing. But yeah, the renew piece is such a, it's that little gold mine under there. It's a little bit hidden there. It doesn't get the
Yeah.
limelight that it needs to, but it's so impactful with the vitamin E and everything. I
So
definitely use a
impactful.
lot of testimonies from my female friends because I can't personally relate, but I definitely use all those testimonies that you
Yeah.
described.
But you know what? Renew can do so much more, right? It's
Oh, yes,
really good for
absolutely.
your liver. It's really good
Mhm.
for your bone health. There's so many other factors. It's just to see instant change. Just I think women with our pain and hormones and perimenopause and hot flashes and all the
Yeah,
things, you'll see more of a change right away. But going back to what you were just saying, peanut allergy, I'm anaphylactic to all peanuts. So I was really happy to see that because the more natural and clean you get, the more nuts there seems to be in everything, and there's none here. So that was really great to see. It's important, right? You don't know what you're putting in your body sometimes. And so you have to be careful. And that's why I love the transparency promise, because I know it's safe and I know it's safe for my kids. So as a parent, that's really important
yeah.
for me.
And not
Yeah,
just what's in it and safe for the kids, but that it is safe for the kids in general. Like it's,
in general.
with my son was having, some digestive pieces. I said, okay, why don't you, take this and enrich. So it's not part of his regular routine yet,
Yeah.
but he's also 13 and he has this the skin and the oily skin coming. So there's a lot of things that I'm trying to experiment with there on that piece. And I do take the renew myself as well. So I wasn't insinuating that too, but I love
Oh
it. Yeah.
no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because it does cellular rejuvenation, so you may
Yeah.
not always see the benefits, but I do have more energy because of it, and it does help with hair, nails, and skin as well. But it's doing so much on the inside, and that's worth more than anything, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's always balancing that kind of people want like instant results, but when you have those internal things that happen over time, we're starting to see testimonies of just different internal functions, whether it's blood tests and so forth. We
Yes.
won't claim for any of these. I've seen cholesterol just by using Glow. So again, not claiming these things, but the
Yeah.
byproduct. I only changed to use Glow Collagen. I didn't change my exercise routine. I didn't change my eating habits. This is the only thing I did, and now this is what it is showing. So it's amazing to watch.
And I didn't
Yeah.
know anything about biotin, to be honest. I just wanted the collagen, but then I realized the benefits of biotin, like just Googling what it is, right? And the levels. And that's why a lot we recommend taking at night because it actually can help you sleep. So I have a lot of people that says, I haven't slept in months. I don't know. The only
Yeah.
thing I've changed is the collagen, and that's the biotin balancing out your sugar levels, which allows your body to sleep. Magical. Like I didn't even
Yeah.
know that. So these are the things that you learn. That's what I love. I'm learning all the time, all the time. That's
Yeah,
what's
in
so
education, we
fascinating.
call these our aha moments, and I'm sure other people use that too. But somebody's like, "I'm actually sleeping deeper. I'm
Deeper.
actually having dreams that I kind of remember, the ones that used to be like chased by a dinosaur or something like that. All these ones that because you're in a deep sleep that you
Yes.
haven't had for such a long time."
Such a long time.
Um, but yes, we could talk about the products forever.
I
But I
know.
want to kind of throw something. I want to throw something your way because I'll throw the statement why Tranont or the question why Tranont to you, you can take it from the product side, or you might take it from the business side of things, because I know there's lots of things coming, but I'll leave that decision to you. So if somebody's watching this, why would you say now's the perfect time to kind of jump in with Tranont?
Oh my goodness. It's like
I know
as
it's
you're
loaded.
asking
It's
me that.
loaded. I know.
So I came here for a product
Yeah.
and then I was all in because I saw results. But then when I saw the compensation plan, I dove deeper. And then when I learned the culture,
Yeah.
that was the first time in my life where I felt like I was part of something unique, and titles don't matter, and people matter. And I've never had that where I felt like I belonged. You know what I mean? Like, and I know that's a weird thing to say, but we said that I was just privileged and honored to go to Ruby Base Camp. And it's like, I feel like I found my home with these people because we all have the same purpose. We want to feel better. We want to feel better and we want to help the people in our life feel better. And if I can do that with earning income and helping people have a more financial, stable life on top of that, I mean, health and wealth, those are the two pillars of life, really, right? If you don't have your health, you'll spend pretty much anything under the sun to fix your health, right? And then so they kind of synergistically work together as well. And having that purpose and that drive to do the same. So culture is a huge thing for me. And I feel like this is my family and I'm just getting started. It's only been a year. So there's just so much more to it than just another network marketing company. And what I love the most is that our owners, they're very humble, down to earth, genius, smart men who have literally built this from the ground up. And they have three pillars. And if it doesn't align with all three, they don't do it. It has to be good, beneficial for the customer, has to be beneficial for the associate, and it has to be beneficial for the company. And if those three don't check off yes, 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 they don't do it. And that I came from a world where it was more about the corporate and the bottom line and how much money, like they were cutting compensation plans, eliminating trips. That hurt a lot of people, and a lot of people left because we rely on this, right, for our families. And so culture is things. So if you are looking at the opportunity and you're kind of just going, oh, I don't know, there's always going to be a million reasons not to do something, and it's never going to be the right time. It never will be. It's like buying a house, having a baby, changing schools, moving. It's never the right time. Sometimes you just got to take a leap of faith and trust that the person who's talking to you right now is going to be there for you, and multiple, like, we don't, there's none of this division here. There's systems in place that will help you and guide you. You'll learn something, you'll make some new friends, you'll start to feel better. That's the worst thing that can happen. But if you don't take a chance, you'll just never know. And it's like if I didn't take a chance when, my sponsor was holding up a bottle of collagen, she's like, why don't you just join? And I imagine if I didn't, like, I don't even know where my life a year ago was a very different story. I was in a dark place. I was not happy. I had lost all my passion. I was going bald. And so to fast forward today, it's only been a year. My whole life has completely changed just because I said, okay, take a chance. What's the worst thing that can happen? You'll go back to everything that it was before. What are you going back to? Nothing will change. But what if it changes? What if everything you've ever wanted to see happen happens? Or even if you just start sleeping better. So sometimes I think we overthink it. We question. There's always a million reasons not to do it. We'll talk ourselves out of it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, just do it. Just do it. There's no harm. And we don't lock you in. It's not like a regular comp plan where you have to hit minute, certain amounts and you get inactive and this, like nothing. You do nothing, you get nothing. But if you try, the rewards honestly are endless.
Yeah.
So just go for it. That's what
I
I would
can't
say.
I can't imagine a time that I wasn't, and I can't remember a time that I wasn't with Tranont. Like it's just part of me now. It's been 16 months, over 16 months, and it's
Yeah.
just been I've that culture piece, and
Right.
you phrased it so well when you said, okay, like you basically you didn't say it in this way, but you said like, okay, if you trust me or
Mhm.
yourself, and I trust the company, then byproduct, we are there. And so that's a good way for us to kind of leave it
Yeah.
off because we just, and I haven't been to base camp with that experience, but week one, I was in here meeting people at all ranks. Um, it wasn't like, okay, who are you talking to me? They're
No,
actually mentoring, they're here, they want to see us succeed. And so
absolutely.
for anybody watching this, it truly is about that community, that culture, that feeling, they call it
Mhm.
a gut feeling for a reason. And I had it as soon as I started researching.
Same.
And I
Same.
was in, and you were in. So you know what,
Yeah.
Stephanie, thank you so much for your
You
time.
too.
I know I'm looking forward to so much in the future and learning with and from you. So we'll chat soon. Okay.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. This is always so much fun. I have
Yeah.
goosebumps just talking about it. So thank you. I
Oh,
appreciate it.
thank you. All right. Have a good night.
You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye, everybody.